Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We are live with the Fairley Photos Under-18s Girls competition and a good game on our hands here. Richmond got out to an early 14-0 lead, but Otahuhu have fought back in the final 5 minutes of that first half. Troy Hardy, your thoughts on the match so far?
Well, Richmond look pretty good on the ball, don't they? A lot of good strike weapons across the park, but the one that's really impressed me, who's been running against the tide, is the number 10 for Otahuhu. And you want to give me a name on that one, Corey?
Yeah, Elisapeta Ngali. Certainly very strong in the carries, and a great try she scored right on half-time there.
Yeah, every time she's on the ball, she's drawing 2 or 3 defenders. And as you rightly said, you know, and her scoring the try just towards the back end of the first half showed a wee bit of footwork, you know, leading up to the defence line. She's proven to be a handful for the Richmond team today. One
thing I'm really enjoying is seeing both of these two teams happy to move the ball around. It shows great skill development and I guess good coaching as well to encourage these girls to look for the space and move that ball around. So certainly some promising signs for both teams here, and they've both more than held their own in the middle battle. You would say probably actually Otahuhu probably winning that in terms of the yardage, but Richmond the more polished team through that first 20 minutes. Fewer mistakes for the Richmond ladies and have made the most of their field positioning. But certainly shapes as a good match on our hands here as we enter the final 20 minutes here. Remembering we are building up to the big game today. Richmond up against Point Chevalier in the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership qualifiers. Shapes as a massive game for both of these two teams. Point Chevalier have put a little bit of distance between themselves and that relegation scrap, but Richmond are in the thick of it.
Absolutely, and as you rightly said, you know, it's an important game for both sides. And, you know, they'll all have the right attitude and intent today as they come down here. It'll be a scalp that they'll want to have, and those 2 competition points will be very, very important to both teams.
So it will be Otahuhu to restart us here. We are live from Greyland Park today. A hive of activity, as it always is in this place. A number of junior games going on this morning as we arrived as well. So the ball bounces down and is trapped off the boot. And Richmond now, well, probably nothing too much to worry about, although the gap on the scoreboard has certainly reduced, and they'll be keen to make a positive start to this second half. Shift the play out now to this right-hand side. Up out of the line was Biddle. That's a good read and contains the Richmond runner just short of halfway. Back to the middle they come, and it's Melisea Kuniwai who clears the ruck. Timu turns back on the inside. Nice little wraparound play that time. This is lovely stuff from Richmond. Down the left-hand side they go. This deserves to be a try. It will be a try. Lovely rugby league, and it finishes with Melisea Kunwayu going over on the left-hand side, I believe it was. We'll confirm that here now, but Troy, this is nice to watch.
Absolutely, and looking at the Mike Fairley Photos action replay, look at that. Shape to pass, held, nice little drop on the inside, decide to go back to the left-hand edge, good hands there, manages to get the ball on, and at this point, it's 1-on-2. And there's number 2 going through with a clear set of heels on the way to the try line. And this replay will get absolutely thrashed on the Auckland Rugby League YouTube channel.
It's a wonderful set play there. The coaching to set it up, obviously, and then the execution as well. And well done to Brooklyn Temu, who played probably the leading role in that play. That is really nice stuff. And just gives Richmond a little bit of breathing space inside the first minute of the second half. Temu now to attempt the conversion, and flags are up. So after a tough start with the kicking, had a couple from out wide, Brooklyn Temu, she's nailed her last 2. And once again, Richmond out to a fairly comfortable lead.
And just for all the rugby league fans that are in watching, the try-scoring team has the kickoff. As opposed to Premiership football, which we'll see a wee bit later on, when you'll be wondering why the men aren't kicking off after they've scored a try, although I think they'd like to. Here we go.
So Temu drills this one down to the corner. Not a bad tactic off the kickoff. Big
Ooh,
contact. Leading the charge that time was Holo for Richmond. It's put down by Carmont. That's a shame. She's had a good game so far. So Richmond now a chance to apply some more pressure. Through the middle now, Holo works it forward. Slow play the ball. Play on is the call from our match official. Temu now goes to the line. Little show and then gets an offload away. Links up with his centre. They're not far from the line now, Richmond. 20 points already on the board. They're almost racing the clock right now. Right side shift. Lovely stuff once again. And it finishes in a try to Nalani Namu. In fact, it's Melody Mangeli Fully. My apologies. The number 11, I believe. But once again, lovely ball movement and great spatial awareness.
And on the Farrelly Photos action replay here, they'd gone a couple of times, probed down that left-hand edge, and first time to the right-hand side, beautiful catch and carry. Nice pass through the back line. Just held that up beautifully, drew that defender in and made a clear passage there for the second rower. In for a great try. Well done.
So Temu to once again attempt the conversion.
Beautiful day down here at Greyland Park. If you are in the area, come down and join us today as we get ready for the big build-up, Corey, 2:30. Pirates up against the Bulldogs.
So Temu moves in, strikes it, and it's good off the boot, but just a little bit short. And so it will remain Richmond 24, Otahuhu 8. It is the ladder-leading Bulldogs bossing this encounter so far. 25 minutes gone here in our curtain raiser match, the first of the Farrelly Photos age grade competitions we'll be bringing you this year.
Who let the dogs out? You're just going to let me hang on that one, Corey. Good on you. And Richmond kick off again. Awkward bounce. Into touch.
So everything going the way of the Bulldogs in this second spell.
Big run there from the back gate.
Filau it is. Off the bench, providing a bit of impact there. Now they come back to the middle. Watch for another quick shift here from this Richmond team as Temu shakes out a one. Still driving the legs, eventually taken down and put on her back. Trying to battle up for that quick play of the ball. It's a little bit messy, but play on is the call. They come back to Filau, who gets put to ground. That's good defense that time from Otahuhu. 5 meters out now are Richmond. Little step back inside. Ball comes loose. It's knocked on. Well done to the Leopards on that occasion. They survived that set.
Impressed with Temu today. She's actually playing a blinder.
So Otahuhu now with some much needed possession in this second half. Carried forward by Poi. Change of direction that time and a good carry as well. And that's Ngale once again, who's had a brilliant game so far for the Leopards. Carmont on the ball now. We'll turn back onto the inside, but good low tackle. And stops her in her tracks right on the 40. Biddle now coming in for a bit of work, the Sir Edmund Hillary College student. Carmont will get to the kick between winger and fullback, and the chase decent from Otahuhu, and as a result they put her down 20 metres off her own line.
And so knock on there.
So the Leopards to start this set right on halfway. This is a good chance for them to register some points or at least build a little pressure. Time is on their side and they've shown they can score points in quick succession. And it's put down. And now Richmond look to counter-attack. Nice little offload that time. Temu offloads. Was their advantage played? Looks like it'll be an Otahuhu ball, so they're going to rule that advantage was taken. Carmont. There's 1-2 who left, but that's great defense from Richmond. Look at that. Good line speed and great first up contact. And as a result, the Leopards go nowhere on that play. Ngale. Straight and hard as she has done all day. Takes them up inside the 40. Carmont. First receiver looking to weave her way through past the number 7 and gets an offload away as well. Nice play that time from Avery. Ngale now has taken the ground about 21 metres out from the line. Great opportunity here for the Otahuhu Leopards. Their first time in decent attacking positioning in this second spell. Play on should be the call here. 6 again, in fact. So patience required now from Otahuhu. A chance to add a third try to their tally. And now Ngale will go forward. Gets rid of the first one. She wants an offload. Gets the offload as well. Another one out the back. Has she remained in the field of play? Flag. Well, it was up and then
down.
It went down. So play on is the call. Ngale now will go straight and hard. So close to the line here are the Leopards. Pai is the dummy half. Need to come out to this left edge, you would think. Pai shuffles play on, great line speed though, and as a result they lose 5 metres on that play.
Great tackle.
Good stuff from the Richmond girls here defensively. Biddle now will come into the line. Plays late, and now there's a left side shift on here. Ball goes loose. They will retain possession though. Still fighting. They get there in numbers. They knock the ball free at the end, and play on is the call. Well done to Richmond that time. Back-to-back sets on their own line. And their desire in defence was brilliant. Now is the number 1 for Richmond. Harmony Christie brings the ball out. And our try scorer from earlier, Mangeli Fuli, 12 years playing league. One of the more experienced campaigners in this team. She's also represented the Vulcans and Toa Samoa at age grade level as they break down the left now and back in field. Lovely stuff once again from Richmond. They've killed them down the left-hand side today. And a deserving try to Elena Kamuhimu, another of the Vulcans reps in this team.
And on the Fairly Photos action replay, we can see we're already broken out of the defence line here, pinning our ears back. Nice little pass back inside to the halfback. And at that point, she was clear sailing. Referee, the only other person inside the frame. And just striding out towards the touch line. Where all rugby league players like to be going towards the goal line, I should say. Just in next to the SAS upright. Try time.
So Temu now will look to take her side's tally out to 30 as the ball goes off the tee. But a super impressive display from Richmond. It's not hard to see why they're top of the table, Troy. Very well drilled and plenty of polish and attack. They've looked good every time they got into good ball situations. Flags go up.
Yep.
And Richmond now lead by 22 with around about 8 to play.
And on-screen, Timmy, she's been impressive today. She's been a great little organiser, great chat. You know, she's been, directing traffic really, really well and decided when to run and when not to. Good chat too, both teams, eh? A lot of energy, good to see. A little short, good on the full.
Yeah, and that's
She'll let it go.
a poor error that time. Catching the ball inside the 10. Of course, doesn't matter who touches it. It's a penalty either way, and probably just a little lack of awareness around the ruling that time. But the referee on the spot and makes the correct call now as the ball spills out the back. Jump out of dummy half and go down this left edge now. Timu. Back infield to Hulu. 30 up from the line now, Richmond. Looking to put the icing on the win here. As Timu straightens up, looks to go through. Gets the offload away. Was that touched? Yes, it was, which means this will be a Richmond ball. So with 5.5 to play, the Richmond girls are hunting more points here. Not finished just yet as the ball comes loose, and at the end of all that we'll have a Otahuhu ball at almost the exact same spot where the first error was made. Carmont shuffles the ball out to the 13. Leota Kakau's had a really good game in a beaten team. Carmont to the line, late pass and good line speed from Richmond. They force the error. Emma Diamond, the dummy half. Melisea Kunwaiu on the left-hand side that time, and it's Marmia who is tackled.
Ooh.
Diamond comes in for a little bit of work. Straight back up to the feet as well. Holo.
Nice
To the other Holo, the cousins. Timu jumps out. We're going to engage those markers. A little shuffle play on here now. That was off the boot, I think. We found an error in there somewhere, and it will be a Leopard's ball. Good physical defense. They've lost none of their desire to stop points despite sitting on this big lead, Richmond. Sign that suggests they will continue to do well this season. Done all the little things right, really. Scored some lovely tries off the back of it. I think we've got an obstruction call in the build-up here. Little juggle that time. You can hear one of the coaching staff just calling, holding the ball, hold the ball. Don't want to drop their standards any here, Richmond, as they attack back up through the middle of the park. This is the 12, Namu. Mamia at dummy half. Jumps out, looking to engage those markers, and gets an offload out the back as well. It's on here on the right-hand side as Timu's pass is hit down as well, and that I think is 6 again. Yes, it is. Holo jumps out of dummy half, looking to catch those markers napping, but the Leopards get there in numbers. This is good stuff from Otahuhu. Knowing that the game is over from a result point of view, they continue to defend this line staunchly, and they earn the turnover and look to go on the counter. So nice work there from Shenpuru's side, who have kept on trying today despite Well, being behind by 20-odd points for the majority of the back end of this second half. Work the ball forward now. Great defense from Richmond. Ball spills loose and, Otahuhu player maybe in a bad way down on the ground there. It was Tongatia.
Up, mate. It's all good.
Straight back to the feet. Certainly heavy contact. Carmont now looking to direct traffic and find a gap in this Richmond line, which has been easier said than done. Outside of a little 5-minute spell at the back end of the first half, they've been excellent defensively. Temu that time tackles up high. Good carry forward from Ngale, straight through. Chase coming across for Richmond. They eventually get there, but another brilliant carry. The best player on the park for Otahuhu. There's little doubt about it at this point. As they now come back through the middle, now Richmond starting to look a little tired in their line. Last tackle there, and it's a poor finish to the set from the Leopards at the end of it all. But what about these carries from Ngale, Troy? We touched on it at half-time. We thought she'd been one of the better players in the first half, and she's continued that in the second spell.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a big front rower, be clocking up her metres today, I dare say she'd be at the top of the hit parade for certain.
So not long to go in this one now. Trust you've enjoyed the coverage, ladies and gentlemen. Fairly Photos Under-18 Girls competition. We have the main game to come in just a few minutes' time. We will start our build-up for that one as Temu now comes out to the right-hand side and gets bundled into touch right in front of the commentary box here.
And that's how to get a close-up, Corey.
Well, it would have been if the roof wasn't in the way. So the Leopards to play this on halfway. Still got plenty of energy about them.
Great run.
Carry forward now via
Great run.
Who is still going. Cover coming across now from Hollow. Good awareness. Finds the offload. It goes 12-11, but Richmond get there in numbers. Emma Diamond with the crucial intervention, and she's wrestled the ball back as well. And that will do us. What a way to finish the match. Emma Diamond coming across to save a try, knocking that ball free. And that's all she wrote in this one. I think I'm just going to wait for confirmation of that. And yeah, it is full time. So a couple of minutes break now before Troy joins us pitch side to hear from the captains.
Right.
Right, I'll do Otahuhu first if you step out here. Come on. You look good.
My ears are out. Okay.
Okay, we good to go? Okay, so we're with the captain of the Otahuhu team. And Avery, tell us your first thoughts.
It wasn't a right game. I just don't think our heads were in it from the start. But I don't know, we played all right. There's heaps to improve on.
Your front rower today, number 10. Name just escapes me at the moment. She had a blinding day for you today.
Yes. She always plays well. She's one of our star forwards, yeah. I don't know, she's just natural talent. You just take her for the ball and she's off.
And in regards to some of the learnings that you've taken, coming up against the benchmark team, the Richmond side, what will your learnings be for today?
Fitness. No, and just learning to keep our heads up and play as a team, really. I think once you have that big gap, everyone just seems to, fall off. But I think it's just keeping your heads up.
A lot of excitement too. I saw you at the warm-up. There's a lot of giggling and fun seemed inside the camp. What's it like being on the live stream? Is it important to you and the girls?
It is. It's a really good opportunity to finally get the girls in the spotlight for once, instead of the men, and to start from the 18s and not just the women. So yeah, it's a massive experience.
Look, I want to thank you very much for your time today. Well done and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have the captain for the Richmond team, and I'll make sure I've got Rowena. Yeah. And Rowena, how do you feel?
Feel pretty good. Our team played really well despite the weather, because we usually play at 2. So it was good to finally have the sun.
Tell us a wee bit how the mood and the team is going. You're doing really well this part of the season. What's the vibe like?
Everyone just wants to do their job, so everyone just turns up to play, and I guess everyone's excited. We're just trying not to focus on the crowd much, especially today.
And did you play to executing the coach's plan today? Everything that was achieved, was that all part of the Richmond's attack?
Yeah. We kind of could have done. We could have done better, but I think everyone was just nervous because cameras and everything.
Awesome. And do you know who you've got next week?
No.
Okay, good on you. All right. Well, look, on behalf of the Auckland Rugby League, congratulations on today's win, and I'll let you celebrate with the girls.
Yeah, thank you.
And as we see the teams there, saying thank you to all the supporters, just fantastic with them all arm in arm. For both teams, both Otahuhu and the Richmond side, and that just goes to show, the fantastic love that they all have for one another, and also playing the wonderful game of rugby league. Okay, back to the live team for CTAS, our live stream partners.
Hi, I'm Mike Farrelly from Farrelly Photos, major sponsor of the Auckland Rugby League Women in Leagues competition.